Our next guest is a business development coach specialising in building the leaders of tomorrow. Beverley Honig builds innovative businesses, including health tech, eco-building, as well as blockchain. And as they prosper, she joins us now live. Beverley, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Aaron. Hi.
Talk to us about the common thread
Aaron,
between your business activities.
Well, they seem quite disparate, but really there's one common thread, and that's improving status quo to become status better. So improving people, improving lives, improving businesses, and that could mean a myriad of things as it plays out.
We often think of that famous book, Good to Great, that came out, and that sounds very much like what you're talking about here. How do we go from taking someone who's good at what they do and actually make them great?
First of all, inspiration, motivation, because everyone's got that little greatness inside them, and bringing that out in a way that makes sense to what they're trying to do or what they're trying to achieve is number one, because people make perfect, So that's number one. Then there's a whole lot of things about practice and process that helps buoy that. But really, that driving force is innovation, and innovation means taking something that's there and making it better, improving on it.
So talk to us about the typical Honey-like client. Who comes to you in the first place? Do you seek them out? How does it all work?
We've been in business for decades, so it's a myriad of business, large and small, and government clients. It's usually at a place where people are looking or searching for solutions or better ways of doing things. We work with managers who need to develop their capabilities, very much content-based, and we build government initiatives and policies right both ends of the spectrum. At the end of the day, the typical client has been a client that needs help, organisation, ideas, and a little bit of independent thinking. Someone who's not thinking in the same way, that kind of brainstorming with an organisation that's had years of experience in a whole wide range of industries. And that's what makes it fun.
So what makes a great leader? Someone who can lead from within, or someone who brings out the best in others?
Conversation this morning. A great leader is someone who's authentic. A great leader is someone who reaches out to people and leads them by being a role player of what they're trying to emulate. A great leader is someone who wants to know what is in people's minds and really service those needs. A great leader isn't necessarily someone who is a mouthpiece for ideas, but it's more enabling people to come up with those ideas, So there are so many different styles of leadership. It's a great topic. I'd love to talk about that with you for years, really.
Yes, well, we talk about leadership. You're actually standing for the City of Melbourne as a councillor as well. Talk to us about that, why you decided to run, and your thoughts on the current regime.
Sure. Well, okay, I was approached by Aaron, who is a truly authentic person, and I am not a politician. I'm a businesswoman. And what I do is go in and help, as you know, make things happen. But I'm very independent. And he represented to me independence. So I thought, you know what, I can really make a difference here and help the City of Melbourne, which is a community of communities, really. I've had a role as community leader in our local community for years. And here I see many communities. So this is an opportunity to really shake it up and revive Melbourne and bring back that mojo that we used to have very quickly. My background in shopping centres. And the City of Melbourne is this giant shopping centre of fabulous business people, small business, barristers, people that are really good people. But there needs to be this idea of revitalisation, of accountability from a council point of view. Business people in there really accountable for outcomes, not really.
But here's the problem I see with the City of Melbourne, as someone who lives in Melbourne and has dealt with the City of Melbourne for quite some time. It is full now of green bureaucrats, and the whole of the City of Melbourne is essentially trying to remove things. I feel like many of them probably need to move to Berlin, but there's a sense with the City of Melbourne that it's lost its grip on what Melbourne is, and it's trying to turn the city into something else. And we watched the Lord Mayor of Melbourne back in the day, Robert, we know how that ended, but he came in saying he'd reopen Swanston Street only to in fact do the opposite and to continue closing things down. And to me, that was a sign of how people go into the city of Melbourne with great ideas, but are battered down by the bureaucracy which exists within inside. And from all sounds of it, it is one of the most bureaucratic places in the country where people just don't get along.
Which I agree is a crazy thing, because if you don't want like-minded people in a room, but you want people to get along. And if there's a lot of tension and fraction, then it's not going to service the city very well. You know, if 10 people can't get along, if that can't be managed, then how can we manage a city? I remember years ago when I went into the city and saw no city convenience centre and no discount department store. And I was the one that redeveloped the Burke Street end with the first Target Centre and the first city convenience store. And then, 7-Elevens came marching in. And that's all we've got to do. We've got to get out there and think of new ideas and activate them, not just talk about them. And, it's not a politician's role. I think it is someone with a good community mindedness and a group of people that believe in communities.
All right. Very interesting stuff, Beverley. Appreciate your time. Good luck with it all. Thanks for talking to us at Ticker.
Thanks, Aaron. Well done for all your good work.
Thank you so much.